Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Once again, this is Dr. Soul Brother with a remedy to help cure your ills. I want to do a part two of We Too Am America. We Too Am America. Somebody in the comments section suggested that we are America. I agree. I agree with that completely. But here's the deal. Uh, I say we too are America because it's like what Langston Hughes talked about. I too am America. And I want to make it real clear. We as black folk in America have nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing. We are not going to allow folk who are of the conscious community or black folks who are African, Caribbean, or any other foreigner to throw shade on our American identity. That ain't happening. We're done with that. Done. I'll tell you straight like that. Get it right. We have much to be take pride in, much. And if other people can come here and benefit from what Black America has established, uh, that made it attractive, made this country attractive for them to come here, then those folk need to sit back and stick a pacifier in their mouths. Now, the thing is this: if you are not from here and you decide you want to go in on America, and in spite of the fact that you're benefiting, that takes a lot of hubris. It really does. It really does. If you look at the great black inventors, you got to come to America. When you look at all the other things that have been achieved and accomplished here, you got to look at black America, period. Um, there are things that, look, we need to understand something. There's so much to this, but I want to make this short. I don't want to be on here too long. But we need to be clear that when Dr. King and others during the civil rights movement were had the American flags in their hands and all of that, they were making a statement. Making a statement. They were taking pride in their American identity and also making it clear that yes, we as black folks have a stake here. And Dr. Soul Brother has given this some thought. And I've wondered to myself, because I've seen different documentaries, I've read books, even talked to some folk. You'd be surprised who Dr. Soul Brother has rubbed shoulders with, who were actually a part of the civil rights movement. And people like Mr. Julian Bond, may he rest in peace. I didn't know him, but I know some people who knew him, but actually got a chance to meet him some years ago. I wondered to myself, with all that what black folks have been through in this country, isn't it kind of strange that we haven't engaged in any kind of activity that would be deemed as treason? Any anti-American sentiments, anti-American behavior? And it occurred to me in recent time. Reason why we haven't is because we recognize that we got skin in the game. That's what this is about. We got skin in the game, folk. Skin in the game. And for those people who want to try to shame and guilt us as it relates to our American identity, they got problems. You've got real problems, and you need to get it together. You really do. You need to engage in some, um, how do I say, uh, self or personal inventory. When you think about this, imagine somebody, let's say, who had been around during World War II era, all right? Black person, that is. And say, and especially if they came from the South and they were subjected to what I call suffocating racism. Well, what ends up happening is this. You get a person, let's say, who they become embittered to the point where they um, develop a disdain, and I dare say a hatred of the United States, which frankly is understandable up to a point. And I'll tell you why I say up to a point. Because here's the deal. If that's not checked, you can be susceptible to some bull crap. Case in point. In fact, I'm gonna give my listeners a task. I'm giving y'all a task. To those who have not seen the documentary Eyes on the Prize, I would highly recommend that you view it and study it and learn it. And to those who have not seen it, yeah, to those I want to give this task to those who have seen it and those who have not seen it. Those who have seen it, look at it again. Those who have not seen it, watch it and study it carefully. There's an episode where they're dealing with Malcolm X, and this is Eyes on the Prize Series 2. And there's a part in there where you see an older black man, in front of a bookstore, Mr. Lewis Mashaw. And what is he saying before an audience? All over America, there's not one black citizen in the United States. I defy Dr. Bunch, meaning Ralph Bunch, or Martin Luther King to tell me that they are citizens of this no good country because integration will never happen. You'll never, as long as you live, integrate into the white man's system. Okay, pause. Here's the problem. He said out the gate, there's not one black citizen in the United States. Okay, and I'm not trying to be flip when I say this, but you hear somebody talking like that, I got to ask the question. Did you take American civics in high school? And if you didn't, or let's say you didn't go as far as high school, you need a crash course in that. You really do. Because anybody who knows anything about civics, American government, you know, that part of American history, would know that post slavery, let me stress this, post slavery, you had what? Um, the 14th Amendment. And the 14th Amendment is what gave us citizenship. So how you gonna get before an audience talking about there's not one black citizen in the United States? No, what that is, you don't want us to be citizens. That's what that is. See, it's one thing to have a legitimate beef, a legitimate gripe with the United States as it relates to ill treatment and inequalities and all the rest of it. It's another thing to sign off on those things that white folks have put out there. They say this is not our country. When you say this is not our country, you're concurring with them. You're concurring with them when they want to. What do they say? We're second class citizens, Huh. Which is just another way of saying you're not a citizen. When in fact we are. So, there needs to be some real inventory, self or personal inventory, because when I hear that kind of rhetoric coming from somebody, I have to conclude that you don't want that to be a reality. You're not doing anything to push that. That is why you look at those who were in the civil rights movement as a bunch of fools, because your perception is, hey man, I'm not trying to be a part of America. Well, guess what? You are a part of America, whether you like it or not. And the fact of the matter is, black and white folks in this country, we are each other's, um, how do you say, countrymen. Like it or not, these are the facts. Okay, so Dr. Soul Brother is not prepared to just lay down and let these bastards win. Oh no, no, we're not gonna have that. And see, here's the thing. So if you have a person, let's say during that period, who had been a victim of institutional racism, Jim Crow, etc., and they run into somebody like Louis Mashaw and others who spout uh, that kind of rhetoric, potentially that's a dangerous situation because the person who has a legitimate gripe and all the rest of it, they're susceptible to that stuff, to the point, that rhetoric, to the point where they say, you know what, later for America, I don't want this citizenship. I'm not an American, and being an American means you're being white. Okay, well, that is where there needs to be immediate intervention because that's a problem. And one of the reasons why it becomes a problem is because you potentially can try to sway the rest of your black brothers and sisters with that. No, we can't have this. No, no, we too are America. We are America. Period. There's no getting around it. And I wear that with pride for a whole bunch of reasons. We built this. You remember that? Yeah, we built this. This is ours. So nobody, whether it's a black person who's out of the so-called conscious community, who in many ways have been enemies of black folk, but I'll deal with that at another time, and the white racist bastards who their whole thing has been, we're not Americans. No, no, we are Americans. We're not going anywhere. Um, and all of the things that we have contributed to and built in America, everybody else, be they other white folks, other Latino, brown folks, yellow folks, other black immigrants, whether they're from Africa, the Caribbean, from Central South America, etc., they have benefited from the blood, sweat, and tears of Black America. So, no, you are not going to shame and guilt me of my American identity. Oh, no, you can forget that. You will succeed in shaming and guilt me when hell freezes over. And that ain't going to happen, period. So, let us remember the role that our people played in building America. Let us understand that our citizenship is like a gold card. Okay? And if anybody doubts what I'm saying, all you got to do is look at your American uh, passport, your American passport. Okay? And not to mention the impact and influence that Black American culture has had, not just within the confines of the United States, but by extension, the globe. And you want us to turn America over to these white racist bastards? You've got to be tripping. Straight tripping. No, we are not going anywhere, and you got to look at us whether you turn left, right, front and center, west, south, north, east, west, etc. Center. Period. Every turn you take, you're going to see a black face because we ain't going nowhere. And when you see us, we are a reminder of who built this. No, we too are America. So deal with it. Thank you for listening. Hit the comment button. Be respectful with your comments because I will block you. And that's for real. Subscribe, tell others, and anybody knows how I can get a StreamYard link so we can dialogue with each other. I'm open to that. Please show me how to do that. And as always, keep the faith. And until the next time, God bless.